So today, myself, Grant Cumming, I will be the main presenter, but we're also going to have a special guest today, Megan Shields, who looks after HR systems and human resources for Bank of Queensland. So we'll look forward to going through a bit of a case study with her today and their experience using planning at work. Okay, so just to start with, we'll just do a bit of housekeeping. So please feel free to ask questions as we go, and we will address them ASAP. So just click the Q&A box in the menu bar and ask your question, and then click send, and we will get onto that as soon as we can. Okay, so just a very quick introduction as to who Navigo is and what we do. So we've been in the enterprise HR space since 2007. We've got a few different parts of our organisation. So Navigo Workforce Intelligence, which looks after the org charting side of things, which Planning at Work sits in. We also have a research side of our organisation as well. So Navigo Research. What we do there is we, on an annual basis, we do a survey of around 300 mid to large enterprise organisations, find out what HR systems they're currently using, how happy they are with them, and then compile a report. So look out for our 5th annual HR tech report, which will be available in the next month or so. So we work with around 600 customers in Australia and New Zealand, and we've been Saba partners. So Saba is the vendor or the owner of the Planning at Work org charting tool. We've been partners with Saba since 2011. Okay, and we also have a paperless onboarding tool as well, which is our own tool, something that we are developing in Melbourne and has recently gone global. So HR Onboard is all about making the onboarding process as easy, as efficient as possible for your HR team, but also to give new hires the best possible first impression of your organisation. And then next, so Megan Shields, who represents Bank of Queensland. Today we will be going through a case study around how Bank of Queensland are currently utilising planning at work. So obviously Bank of Queensland is one of Australia's leading regional banks. They have 250 branches across every state and territory in Australia, and they pride themselves on superior customer service and local needs, which is fantastic. All right, so what I thought we'd do just to start with is just to have a quick look at planning at work, just to confirm what the tool actually is before we discuss how Bank of Queensland is currently utilising the tool. So Planning at Work Visualise, which is Planning at Work's base licence, creates a hierarchical view or an organisational chart based on a reporting structure from a data source such as an HR information system or an ERP system. So integration is available and is available with most common HR systems, and that enables a completely automated data refresh workflow. So planning at work is all about having an up-to-date view of your entire organisation. So when you think about a traditional org chart, you think of more generic name, job, title, department type fields. But as you can see, Planning at Work enables you to visualise any field from your source of truth, including metrics-based fields. You can also visualise different reporting structures, for example, a cost centre hierarchy, in different environments, which are known as domains in Planning at Work. You can also add calculated formulas to metrics-based fields in the profile window. And you can also add conditional formats or visual alarms to highlight any metrics which fall outside defined parameters. For example, data cleansing, identifying key talent, managing leave liability, and or managing span of control or company balance. So basically, using your foundation reporting structure, it is possible to create a range of different views of your organisation. So this enables you to see these metrics in a very easy to consume format, and which can be kept up to date very easily from your HR systems. So this is great for all decision makers across the organisation to have these metrics on demand, rolled up, and most importantly, at a glance. You also have the option to print or publish these views to popular formats such as Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. So these views are also very handy to have available to do things such as validate restructure plans and what-if scenarios, which are available in the optional modules for planning at work. And lastly, the admin area of planning at work allows full flexibility over who gets access to which view or report, and over which part of the organisation as well. So planning at work utilises role-based security to lock down metrics-based views, which enables non-HR decision makers on-demand access to these at-a-glance reports, which saves HR time having to manually create these. And being a cloud-based tool, you just need access to the internet. So let's see what sort of impact this has had for Bank of Queensland. So Megan, are you there now?
I think I'm online properly now. Can you hear me?
Excellent. Yep, I can hear you. That's fantastic.
Oh, perfect.
Excellent. All right. So I suppose before we go through these questions, Megan, would you like to just give yourself a quick introduction as to what your role is within Bank of Queensland?
Sure. I am the HR Systems Officer at the Bank of Queensland, so my job is to implement new HR systems in the company. We've got some performance management-based systems and talent management systems, and now planning at work as well. So it's my job to configure those, implement them, and get them up and running the way the company needs them to work.
Excellent. Okay, fantastic. Thanks very much for that, Megan. So,
no worries.
So getting into to planning at work, what were you actually using before you implemented planning at work?
Sounds extremely archaic, but we were manually creating org charts in Visio, which, as you can appreciate, was extremely time-consuming for us with a company our size.
Yep, absolutely. So if you could maybe summarise 3 main points of frustration that you faced using that particular tool.
It was extremely manual. We would have to pull data out of our payroll system, then manually create charts, so drawing boxes on pages and manually typing in names, etc. So the time involved with that was pretty outrageous. It would sometimes take us months at a time to update an org chart. So as you can imagine, charts were outdated before we would even have a chance to finalise them and publish them for the company. So that was very frustrating. Yep,
absolutely. Also, too, I think in one of our conversations you mentioned that it was very hard to get a full one organisation view using Visio, and that you had sort of a few different departments creating rogue charts and that type of thing.
Absolutely, yeah. That's right. It's with 2,500 people in the company, it was pretty hard to try and manually create that by ourselves in Visio. So we would have doing it by departments going off and doing their own thing with the rogue charts, as you say.
Yeah.
So there was some crazy data out there.
Yes. Yes, I can imagine. No, that's fine. And so what was the big aha moment when you decided you needed to try something new?
Obviously, the manual process was slowing us down. We weren't able to service the business quite the way we needed to, and we had gotten a single user version of Planning at Work, so we were using that to try and create a better way of doing things, and we just said enough's enough. We need to get the enterprise version and get this going more automatically.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. So really, automation was really the key driver, being able to sort of automate what you had been doing manually.
Absolutely.
Yep. Okay. Awesome. All right. So let's have a look now at your experience using Planning at Work. So how easy was it for you and I suppose your team to get started with Planning at Work?
It was actually really easy. So we signed up and got the enterprise version. We had a one-day training session with Jonathan from Navigo.
Mm-hmm.
He came in and he helped us set up the charts we would like to use in our organisation. He showed us how to use the whole entire system. I think it wasn't even a full-day training session, and we were up and running, ready to go.
Okay, excellent. So, yep. So that process was very easy. That's really good to hear. So, how has it helped you to overcome the challenges you had before?
So now that we have a more automated way of building the charts, we basically just load the information into Planning at Work, and it builds the chart for us. So we're no longer spending months building charts. We click a button and we've got a chart the same day. It's fantastic.
Yep. Excellent.
We're able to provide more analytical data to the company and just service the business a lot better than what we previously were.
Yep. Fantastic, and you've pretty much answered my next question too, which is how is it different than other alternatives that you've tried? But I think you've covered that just now, so that's good. So Megan, what's your favourite feature of Planning at Work and why?
Definitely the automation for us. Obviously, we were doing a very manual process previously, so the ease of just clicking a button and having the chart there ready to go is definitely our favourite feature.
Yep, excellent. No, that's great. And if you could maybe share the most positive experience you've had using Planning at Work so far.
It's probably our ability to have somebody come up to us and ask for a chart and just provide it to them on the spot. There's no more, oh, sorry, you're going to have to wait for us to build that. We can just go, okay, here's a new chart. Any changes they want to see projected, we can easily do that for them visually, and it's all, a matter of moments now rather than months of work.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's fantastic. So it kind of makes you look good as well, I'm hoping.
Well, we all like that.
Yeah, excellent. That's really good to hear. Okay, that's great. So, I suppose lastly, just in regards to the results that you've had, that your organisation has had with using Planning at Work. So, how has Planning at Work helped you achieve your own business or personal goals?
The ability to provide real-time charts and the analytical data that goes with it. So we're able to do a lot of stuff with gender diversity, talent, succession planning, all of that sort of thing that we previously weren't able to provide really great data on. Mm-hmm. And we're the go-to department in the company now for org charts and visual changes, which is really great.
Excellent. No, that's really good. So what would you say would be the single biggest reason you would recommend Planning at Work?
The ease of use of the system. It's really user-friendly, and the fact that it's so automated, you can just easily get your data in and then have a chart popping out for you.
Yep. Excellent. Okay, no, that's great. Well, look, thank you very much for that, Megan. I will get you to stay on the line if that's okay, just in case there are any customer questions that come through. But yeah, I really appreciate your feedback and your time today. So
no problem, thanks.
No problem. So look, just a couple of key takeaways there from our discussion today. So really, automation is probably the main thing, if anything, that we'd like you to take away from the webinar today. So, and that obviously enables you to deliver value faster to your entire organisation. Also, too, being able to use data-backed insight, so data from your source of truth, so to speak, to report more to your organisation. And lastly, to easily visualize and plan your organization with those really easy to read and easy to consume charts. All right, so now what we'll do is we will have a look and see if we have any questions that have come through. Okay, so we have a couple of questions. First one is, just to confirm, is the Planning at Work software cloud-based only, or is it available on-site as well, or behind the firewall? So in answer to that, Planning at Work is only a cloud-based tool. So just, I suppose, just a bit of a background. So Saba purchased a product called Org Plus Enterprise from a company called Human Concepts. What they've decided to do, though, was to develop the cloud-based version, which is Planning at Work. So the behind-the-firewall version, or Org Plus Enterprise, is actually no longer available for sale to new customers at all. So at this stage, it is the cloud-based option only as an enterprise solution. The good news is, though, is that as far as total cost of ownership is concerned, Planning at Work is a lot, I suppose, a lot less costly to run when you take into account the additional hardware, servers, and the additional software or licenses required to run the behind the firewall version. So the total cost of ownership for Planning at Work is a lot lower when compared to Org Plus Enterprise, which is a good thing. So hopefully that's answered that question. How is Planning at Work different to Org Plus? Okay, so just to make it really, really simple, Org Plus or Org Plus Desktop enables you to automate the process from your HR system to actually publishing charts, whereas Planning at Work enables you to automate the workflow from your HR system right through to the end user. So it actually utilizes role-based security to give everyone across the organization on-demand access to the insights they need. I've got a question here. Are you able to provide examples of what the charts look like? Lee Douglas, I will probably come back to you offline in that regard. A couple of the slides, though, today did actually give you a little bit of an indication as to what they look like, but I'll come back to you. Someone's also asked, what's the cost of integrating with SAP? We are not SAP experts here, so what we usually do, that integration with SAP is absolutely possible, but what we'd recommend is that if you don't have an SAP guru on site or as part of your organisation, a company such as Presence of IT would actually be able to assist you with integrating with Planning at Work. The last question, is there any way to get feedback through the org chart? For example, when an employee finds invalid data in the charts, that can easily send feedback. We have actually built a solution like that. This is probably also something that I'd like to take offline, but we have actually built a solution similar, which runs on a web server but can be linked in. But we'd probably need to. It's probably more of an offline conversation. So I will certainly come back to you on that there, Colin. And I believe that's all. We have one more, do we? Okay. The last question that we have: do you integrate with Preceda or Salesforce? Essentially, we can integrate with any data source that runs on either a SQL or an Oracle database. So that's fairly broad. We have built standard adapters for popular HR systems such as Chris21, Technology One, etc. But the short answer is, as long as it runs on a SQL or an Oracle database, we should be able to integrate. So that's all the questions that we have. So look, thank you very much for those questions. They were really good questions today, actually, and I'm glad that everyone, or that a few of you have participated with that. So So yeah, I think that's all we've got for today. So once again, thank you very much for our special guest, Megan.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
No problem at all. And yeah, look, any other questions? My contact details are on screen at the moment, so feel free to get in touch. I'll be more than happy to assist where I can. All right. Thanks very much, guys. We'll look forward to our next webinar in the new year.